Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Good to be in your companies once again. This is Phenomenal Leadership, and I'm your friend, Bishop elect Edlin Scott. Got an absolutely beautiful program for you tonight. Hang on there with me. Let's go into this. I'm sure it's going to be a blessing to you. We're talking tonight about how to be a leader that people love to follow. How to be a leader that people love to follow. So I want you to reach out to your friends and let them know that we are live for the next 30 minutes. I'm going to try to get through it as quickly as I can. For the next 30 minutes, we're going to be talking about how to be a leader that people love to follow. So wherever you're watching from, really good to have you in our companies tonight, and got an absolutely beautiful broadcast for you. So I want you to go ahead and reach out to as many of your friends as you can and say, hey, Bishop Scott is live and he got an absolutely beautiful program tonight. He's talking about how to be a leader that people love to follow. So go ahead, reach out to your friends, let them know that we are live with this broadcast tonight. Great is the Lord, and greatly he is to be praised. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that's within me. Bless God's holy and wonderful name. I'm really excited about what's happening. Thank God so much because he's my refuge and strength. He is my very present help in the times of trouble. Big shout out to all of you that are watching from across the world, wherever you're watching from tonight. It's good to be in your companies. Good to have you following us tonight. We're winding it down. We're already up to day 5. So the Christmas is about 20 days away. And the end of the year is about what? About 26 days away. And so we're looking forward to hello. Hi, Telsey, every one of you that are watching tonight. Really good to have you joining us tonight. We are talking about, I got a really provocative, I got a conversational topic tonight. And I'm talking tonight about how to be a leader that people love to follow. And you know, I got this saying, and this saying is that people follow leadership for 2 reasons. Number 1, they follow leadership because they have to. You know, your subordinates at work, are they following you because of the pay, or are they following you because they want to? So people follow leadership. There are two basic reasons, either because they want to or because they have to. When people want to do it, you're going to get 100%. When people don't want to do it, you more than likely ain't gonna ever get 100% out of them. And so you got to be very careful. One of the things that leaders are really good at, leaders are very good at knowing the way. Leaders are very good at knowing the way. Leaders are also good at going the right way. But a lot of leadership struggles with showing people the way to go. And for some reason, they have made it, but the efforts in trying to help people to find a way is one of their areas of struggles, And but if you want to be the kind of leader that people want to follow, you have to know the way, you have to go the way, and you have to be able to show people the way. Good evening, Sherelle. Good evening, Telsey. Good evening, Berta. Welcome to church. Good to have you all in my corner tonight. So I just know everything will be all right since I got you all in my corner tonight. Just trying to hook up one more little stream, trying to get one more stream up and going. All right. Another thing that leaders do is leaders move under the power of assumption. If you talk to the leadership team and then you talk to the followers, more than likely they both very rarely are on the same page. In other words, what leadership think that they need to be a better person or to lead better is totally different from what the people think that they need for good leadership. You know, the leadership will probably say, oh, I need more advertisements, I need more funding, I need this thing, the other thing, right? On the other hand, when you talk to people about the leadership, two things will probably come out quickly. Number one, most of the time, you very rarely hear people say, boy, the leader is adequate, the leader is right there where they need to be, in a good place. They will probably say something like, they need to be a better leader, or they need to lead with some kind of compassion. So rarely are they on the same page. So number one, when you hear people say to leadership, I want you to lead better, they pretty much are saying to them, I want you to take me to a good place. I want you to be able to take me to the right place. So they're talking about where you're taking me. And then when they talk about compassion in leadership, see, because you could know the way, you could be going the way, but as you are taking me down that way, you could be killing me, taking me down that way. If you got me by the hand and you're taking me down a path, you could actually be, I could have fallen over because you weren't looking back, you're just concerned about getting down that way and dragging me or pulling me through, getting me messed up down the way. So as important as it is to know the way, to go the way, you got to have a heart of compassion as a leader. And so leaders and followers, they both look at life kind of differently, and very rarely you find them under, they're kind of on the same tune. The problem with leadership is always under the power of assumption. Now, you can't lead people assuming where they are. You cannot lead properly assuming where people are. You have to know exactly where they are. All right? So, people want better leadership, taking me where I need to go. See, a leader must get people where they need to go with minimal casualties, very minimal casualties. And then people want to know, when you lead with a heart of compassion, they want to know how you're going to treat me. That is something that a lot of times you don't really think about. I'm becoming a part of this, but how am I going to be treated? How they're going to handle me? And so a lot of times leaders are under the spirit of assumption, assuming what people need, assuming what people want, as opposed to getting in there to find out what it is that people want. Now, we're talking tonight about being the kind of leader that people would love to follow. Now, I'm not talking about a popularity thing where you be popular and all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about love and respect. I'm not talking about around the office. You take a census around the office, and people call you a good leader because you're popular. I want to know how you're handling people. I want to know, do you know where you're going? That kind of thing. So, an environment where people love. Every one of us, either on the job, in some kind of friendship or some kind of relationship, has had some people that we absolutely just can't wait until the morning so we can be with them, talk with them, hang out with them. And then there are some other people that, boy, we ain't care. We never see them no more in our whole life. But every one of us at one point or another had somebody that kind of way. But an environment that people love to be in is an environment of love. An environment of love. I was just talking with my wife minutes before, and that's why I kind of started late, because we were in a nice little conversation, really, really nice little conversation. I was talking about when you value somebody, Chelsea, when you value somebody, you don't value somebody and see them in a different way. Value and how you see people is hand in hand. If I see you as a big thing, I also value you as a big thing, right? I don't value you as a big thing, but see you as something small. It's just how you see. If I value you, and I see you as a big thing, people can't tell me nothing about you. I'm not gonna accept things about you because I value you and I see you a certain way. So, an environment where people love to follow leadership is an environment where love and respect is, flowing. Love and respect is just flowing in an environment where people love to be around leadership. It's an environment where love and respect is flowing. An environment where love and respect is flowing is an environment where people are valued. People are valued. Okay, watch this. When you get a job, you really don't know too much about the people on the job, but you know of the company. So you are attracted to the company. And so you join yourself to that job because you're attracted to the company. But I'll tell you this, when you leave the job, it ain't the company that you leave, it's the people that you leave around that company. So, in order for you to be a leader that people want to be around, that people love to be around, that people don't have a problem being around you, you must develop a heart to care. You must develop a heart to care. It is not automatic. It is something that you must develop, a heart to care. I have seen it over and over again. The spirit of assumption. You assume everybody's okay. You assume everything is fine. You know what? And I draw this analogy one time. I said, if I was running for a political office, I still have to ask my wife to vote for me. I should just assume that she's going to vote for me. And that's how a lot of leaders operate under the spirit of assumption. They don't have a heart to care for people. So Because that's my wife, I feel like I could do anything to her. Because those are my children, I feel like I can do anything. That's my mother. So there's some things that's automatic. And so you can hurt people. You can hurt people. And because you're on the power of assumption, be like, man, if this my family, I really can never do nothing to hurt them. But I mean, you're not doing things to hurt them, you know. You are hurting them on a day-to-day basis. And you're just healing the other folk. And you're leaving those ones right under your nose. I mean, they just bleeding and dying on the Jericho Road. So, a leader that wants people to love to follow them must develop a heart to care. You must develop a heart to care. Some people got pastors who don't even care about them. If you don't like me, you don't qualify to lead me. So, you must develop a heart to care. All right, I want y'all to listen to this. I can say it slowly. I can say it slowly so you can get it. People will forget what you say. People, Sherelle, will forget what you do. But people, Kelsey, will not forget how you treat them. People will not forget how you treat them. So you have to be very, very, very careful how you treat people. What you do to people, because they ain't gonna forget it. So if you make somebody feel good, boy, they gonna love you. They gonna love you because you make them feel good. You make them feel valued. You make them feel important. But if you make them feel bad, they ain't want to see you on the planet. And so you got to be very careful. Feelings is like a delicate kind of part of a person. And so every time you encounter humans, anytime you encounter people, you got to be very careful that you do not hurt or offend their feelings. Now, some people will say, boy, I don't care how you feel. You ain't want nobody following you. To develop a culture or an environment where people love to follow you, you must see people as they matter. Kelsey, you matter. Sherelle, you matter. Natalie, you matter. People, firstly now, you have to get it. You, as the leader, I have to get it. That, hey, it wouldn't have made sense if Judy, you wasn't on this chat stream tonight. Josh, all the way in Suriname. It wouldn't have made sense if you wasn't on this chat stream. Big Mama there in Yellow Elder. It wouldn't make sense if you wasn't on the chat stream. And because you all are on the chat stream all over the world watching me, it really matters. You matters. You matters. You make me feel like, hey, the investment that I'm investing in doing what I'm doing, it is important. So, I, as a leader, because if I don't see you as someone that matters, all right? I mean, Nat's going to leave me for I don't know how long. I mean, I don't know how I can make it because Nat's going. But Nat's matter. I don't know. Nat's like I could be like this. I could be, I only have 9 fingers because Nat's could be missing. You matter. If people gonna follow you, they have to feel. You have to see them as they matter. Now here's the next thing. It is one thing, Sherelle, for you to look at somebody and say, boy, that person really mattered to me. But a lot of people is just, them secret lovers. All right? They can't live without the person, but they can never tell the person. They love the person to death, but they ain't gonna never share it, they ain't gonna never show it. I don't know why the body of Christ is so afraid to show this love. And guess what? This love ain't nothing but you gotta buy or when it run out, you ain't gonna have no more. The more love you show people is the more love God gonna give you back. You can never use up all the love God can give you. And so that's why it is important to put that love to... Listen here. Hiya. You have a responsibility, Sherelle, every day to empty out all of the love on somebody. Natalie, you have to empty that love out on somebody every day. And the more of that you empty out on people is the more God's going to put in you. God is not going to come to you and say, you pour that love on someone who don't deserve it. I'm not going to give it back to you. Whether you pour it on someone who don't deserve it or someone who deserves it, God is still going to give it back to you. The more you use it, the more you're going to get. So, not only do you have to see people as someone that matters, but also people have to see that in you. It's one thing for me to say, oh, Telsey is my daughter. It's one thing for me to say, oh, Telsey is my sugar. It's one thing for me to say, oh, Telsey, you mean a whole lot to me. But if Telsey can't see that, then chances are my light ain't shining bright enough. Chances are it ain't shining through. And quite like it, that is so frustrating for someone to tell you they love you and you can't see it. If anybody you love, you should be able to see it. When I was getting married, my uncle-in-law, my wife, uncle, he's the one that gave her away. He was in the army. He's tall, about 6'4", or maybe probably even taller. He held my hand, so I came to meet the family. So I came in, I shook his hand, and it was just shaking and going. When I shook his hand, he held my hand. He said, tell me how you feel about my niece. Boy, look here, I think it was God. I know it was God. So I looked him right in his eyes, and I said to him, I am willing to die for her. That was it. It was all over. He let my hand go and say, you can have her. If you're willing to die for her. If you love somebody, you guys see it. Telsey, I don't care what you say. If you say you love me, I got to see it. Nats, if you claim to love me, I got to see it. Judy, if you love me, I got to see it. I got to see it, Sherelle. If you say you love me, I got to see it. So, if you want people to just love to follow you, they got to be able to see that you love them. Because here's the thing. If I can't see that you love me, boy, I ain't trusted you with giving you my hand. If Roberta was not convinced that I love her, she wasn't going to give me her hand. When I asked her, I said, what are you doing? She said, I want to be with you. So she left Bimini and she came to Nassau because she wanted to be with me. People have to be able to see that they matter to you. Listen, if Natalie going away, right? If Natalie going away, Natalie should be able to see, man, I could be sad because she's going. I could be sad. I'm going to 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 be sad. You know, you got to be able to see. You love somebody so much. They gone out of your presence. They gone from around you. And it ain't throw you for no kind of loop. But I strong, boy. Hey, strong. No, you're in love. You just don't love them. Hey, you just don't love them. Listen, so we're talking about how to be a leader that people love to follow. Love to follow. All right? Now, so people must see. People must see. They must see it in you that they matter. They must see it in you that they matter. So, the next thing about an environment that people can grow in and love to be in is an environment of to be inspired. Now, the difference between being inspired and motivate is kind of simple. To inspire someone means to kind of pull them. To motivate them don't mean really pushing them hard. Motivating means just putting a little push in there. But inspire means waking up something that's on the inside of them. You know, causing something to come alive, causing a giant to come awake on the inside of them. People like to be around people that inspires them. People like to be, see, watch this. It is one thing to like what I say, but do you like being around me? See, around me is supposed to be that sweet spot where, I could just be around you. I just feel I could just grow. Stuff could happen for me. So, number one, there must be an environment where value is shown, right? Then there also must be an environment where you inspire people. And thirdly, there must be an environment where you empower people. Now, I'm wrapping up because I'm not trying to be long. All right? So, when you empower people, you can't empower people when you have a command control kind of spirit, right? You got to be in control of everything. You got to be the ruler. One of the things that I realized as a leader is that if you give people a responsibility without power, that don't make no sense. That do not make no sense. Whenever you give someone responsibility without power, you're encouraging them to never become a leader. They must have some power. It's almost like, go do that. And you don't do that, you come back and say, what else to do? No. Empowerment is all about creating growth, creating an environment for growth. Command control and growth do not be in the same room. Command control kind of leadership and growth does not be in the same room. You cannot grow in an environment where command and control is a dominating leadership style. You cannot grow. You absolutely can't grow. You cannot grow. It's just not going to happen. How do I know that I'm in an environment of an empowerment? How do I know that I'm in an environment of empowerment, right? You are in an environment of an empowerment when the leader only makes the decisions only them can make. Let me say that a little slowly. You are in an environment of empowerment when your leader only makes the decision what only them one can make. But when the leader makes the decision what you can make. Okay. I don't need the leader to tell me put tissue in the bathroom. I don't need the leader to tell me when I thirsty drink water. Right? So, you are in an empowerment environment. And an empowerment environment is conducive for people who will develop the culture of just loving to follow that kind of leader. I love to follow a leader what I get to make some decision. Because do you know something? Not every idea that comes to the table will always come from the top tier of leadership. Some of the greatest ideas did not come out of the corporate office. They came out of the bathroom, out of the closet, out of the kitchen, from somewhere. So, an environment of empowerment is an environment where the leader only makes the call that only them could do. But every other call, somebody else is doing it. Right? An environment of empowerment Watch this. This is what I'm going to leave you with tonight. An environment of empowerment is an environment where trust is shown. Pastor Scott, how do I trust somebody? Just trust them. There's no way to trust nobody. You just trust them. So I'm trying to figure out how do I trust? Just trust. And let it happen. All right? So listen. My wife always tell me, say, don't teach too much. So give them a little piece and then save a little piece. But listen, thank you all so much for listening tonight. I hope I said something that really could have been a blessing in your life. How to be a leader that people love to follow. Be a leader that shows value to people. Be a leader that inspires people. And be a leader that empowers people. Thank you very much for being a part of the broadcast tonight. Hey, thank you, all of you, from wherever you've been watching from. Pray that you've enjoyed it. Thank you so very much. Listen, God is up to something great. See you again on Thursday, Gospel Life at 9 o'clock at night for another session of Phenomenal Leadership. How to be a leader that people love to follow. That's something to play with your head tonight. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your evening.